Hello, everyone, and welcome to Low T Talk, your information hub for everything on safe hormone replacement and solving low T issues. I'm your host, Kareem Mays, and today I want to talk about the elephant in the room. Now, you might be asking, what's the elephant in the room? What's the one thing that we just can't talk about, especially as men? Well, maybe you talked to your coworker, family member, or friend recently, and they say their love life's having some issues. And then you ask a little bit more about it, and they say, hey, last night didn't go so well. Why is that? Oh, I just couldn't, I have a problem, things just aren't working too well. And talking about this is tougher than it seems talking about almost anything else. I mean, people probably, personally, when I have this, I tell everybody my bank account, information, my, stock trading information, my religion, political views over talking about this because it's so embarrassing to talk about. But the fact is that 52% of guys, roughly, from different studies, that 52% of guys, in some way or another, whether it's mild or severe, will experience some form of erectile dysfunction, ED, in their life. Now, one thing that I really want to bring light is, it's something that's not super, it's not super rare. It's fairly, I know a lot of guys who in private and secret will tell me, hey, yeah, last night I had some issues, or, just can't make it. But it's difficult to talk about. It's even difficult to talk about now. It's difficult to talk about because I had that same issue. So definitely, I can understand anyone who's saying, man, this is a tough thing to talk about. But if it's affecting 52% of men, and it's critical, in my opinion, to having a happy personal love life and professional life. It's very difficult to have, a good life and then have your personal life or your love life suffer. I just, really haven't experienced anyone who just has the one side and is just happy, having a disorder like that or not engaging in anything at all. So it's something we need to talk about. And here's why we need to talk about it. Because when I personally experienced it, and this was coming around my 30s, I said, hey, just a temporary thing. It'll go away. I just, maybe those days I wasn't aroused by the right stuff. So I tried different material, so to speak. And I knew, and here's the most frustrating thing, I knew I was aroused in my head, but I couldn't make the physical manifestation down here. And that was the most frustrating feeling, thinking, hey, why is this happening? Because maybe it happened a couple times, in my 20s, and I said, okay, well, maybe that's just an anomaly here and there. But as I got older, and I said, okay, well, I'm aroused here. I'm, something pop up down, what's going on? Where's the blood flow? Where's the feeling? What's going on? I stopped waking up with morning wood a few times. I got it, but it was very random and it was hard to control. And on top of all of that, I personally knew that I still wanted, it was killing me. I still wanted to be sexually active, but I was too scared to talk about it. So what did I do? If you look at my previous episode, I tried a bunch of supplements. I got online on the computer here, and I Googled everything, what to do about low ED, because I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to, talk to any family members or friends about it. And if you're in this position, I can understand, because it's a tough conversation to have. I get it. So what did I do? I went on the computer and then I tried to find every solution. I'm talking about every solution for ED. Some said, oh, stop drinking and smoking a lot. Well, I didn't even do that, so that wasn't an issue. Some said, oh, eat this food, eat that food, eat this food. So I changed my diet. I did. Changed my diet and just tried different things. I heard watermelons, high in this. Or I heard walnuts are high, or I heard this is high, or I heard this does testosterone. I even worked on my sleeping. I said, okay, maybe I need to sleep more. I worked on my stress levels. I started chilling out. And then they said, exercise. So I got a gym membership. I tried everything the experts on YouTube said. Supplements, changing my diet, lowering my stress, and sleeping more. And I felt better, physically. It definitely had some benefits. I'm not going to say that it didn't do anything, because that would be a little bit weird, making all those changes. I took some pounds off and I got some better reps in. I definitely had a better gym experience and I felt more well rested. But it didn't fix any problems down here. And that was my initial goal. And it's kind of frustrating because I looked at all these experts, all these people are saying, do this, do Kegels, eat this, so try this. And it didn't solve the ED. And every website seemed to say the same thing. Eat healthy, avoid drinking or smoking, avoid A, B, and C. Didn't really solve anything. Well, what did I do? Didn't want to talk to family members or friends about it. That's understandable. That's your call. That's personal discretion. Now, if something comes up where you have to talk to them about it, then you just have to sit them down and just say, hey, I have a problem. Here's what happened. And then let them know in a reasonable way. But if you say, okay, fine, I have the means to take care of it myself, what I did after that was I started looking at conventional medicine. I said, okay, well, I'm going to try Viagra. I'm going to try Cialis or any of that stuff. And those are expensive. Those are pretty expensive. So I tried that, and that helped temporarily fix it. But just like I said, if we're looking at testosterone, like a full gas can, that's temporarily putting a Band-Aid on the gas can that's going to fall off and the gas is just going to leak out. The Band-Aid will hold it in there for a while, but the problem is it didn't really solve the problem, and I didn't want to be beholden to a medication. You know what I mean? I didn't want to say, okay, well, I have to take this pill to engage in, making love. It didn't feel good. You know what I mean? Oh, I got to take the pill, and then I got to wait. It was just too much. And it didn't feel like a real fix. I wanted a real fix. So put those aside pretty quickly, in fact. And then I started looking for, clinics in my area. And that's kind of what led me down. That's where, I got some of my knowledge, good bit of my knowledge to do this show, that and research. But that's what really, got the ball rolling, so to speak. So I did research. I looked around and found the best clinic, found what they were, talking about, got the blood test, saw that, I had some issues with free testosterone, and, I started taking steps to, solve that. That being said, and, going through all of that, here would be my recommendations why. If you start to have ED, bypass everything, I'll bypass, all the experts on the internet, bypass all the people telling you that, they can solve it through this or that, bypass the supplements as I talked about and I expanded upon more in the last episode, bypass that and call a clinic. Why? Why do I need to call a clinic? And you're going to be asking, is that really necessary? I think I can solve it my own. I thought I could solve it my own, and that was my mistake. So here's why. I'm going to give you 3 reasons, and these are the best reasons, that in my opinion can help bypass, can help you just talking to a clinic. 1, as I said before, it's hard to manage your personal life if your love life is in shambles. And you know what? As one person said to me, yeah, it's embarrassing to talk about. Even with strangers at a clinic, family and friends, I get that. You know what's even more embarrassing? Not being able to perform. So that would be my, first reason. Second reason, if you have ED, could be an underlying symptom of something. I get it. ED itself is not lethal, but it could be linked to high blood pressure, high cortisol, high something else, or it could be a heart problem, or it could be another problem. So you're solving something that could be potentially fatal as well, that could be found through a blood test. And definitely, if you could stop a heart attack and fix your ED, I think that's a good reason, definitely one that can motivate you to get up now and get a free consultation, at least with a clinic. And number 3, it's fairly, there's nothing lethal and you still want to talk about it, it's still something that you want to be able to solve. But it's hard to solve, like I said in my last episode with supplements, if you don't know what's going on. If you have no reading, if you're just trying to I'll try exercising, I'll try this, I'll try A, I'll try B, I'll try C. It's trying to work, like I said, on a car and by yourself without knowing the thing. You're just hitting a wrench different places saying, I hope this works. So that can give you, the consultation can give you a very good way to start, solving this problem with an actual plan. Now I'm also going to give you 3 reasons why, at least in my opinion, consultations are pretty, safe and pretty worthwhile, in my opinion. 1, the consultation is with a doctor who, doesn't know you. They have no, bias, or they just want to help you, I should say. They don't have any, other interests in different places where your family and friends and your partner may have, it may be difficult to talk about them. I talked to my partner about this and, she's avoiding me, or I'm having issues at home. If you want to, you want to avoid that, the consultation, the doctor doesn't have any other interests outside of that. They're just there to help you. It's like a therapist. You're having some issues. They're just there to listen to you. Same thing, except the end result, it's going to be different than a therapist, obviously, but it's pretty much like that. It's like maybe your own therapy outlet for your issues down here. That's how I would talk about it. Second, they're going to, based on what you're saying, they're going to ask you a lot of different questions, and they're actually going to get a blood test. So it's not just going to be a guessing game. And the good thing about consultations are they try and find out, are you having stress? What changed in your life? Maybe there's something changed you didn't even know. Maybe there's something you're not seeing. Did you recently have a concussion? What's going on with your health? They may be able to pinpoint some health issues as well. And they're going to definitely do a deep dive and an analytical dive into what's going on. Third, and this is why I really like it, not only do they have just the interest to help you, not only are they going to ask you analytical questions and everything, but they're most likely going, whatever treatment that they give you is going to work, and you're not going to have to, struggle with this. Like I said, the worst thing is not being able to perform. Well, if you really want to solve that quickly, if you really want to solve that in the quickest possible manner, and I don't think anybody wants, I've never heard somebody say, I want this to linger on. I want to get it solved. I want to get it done. I want to get it handled. I understand that. That's the quickest way to do it based on the treatment that they're going to recommend. And that's basically when it comes down to solving ED, which in my opinion is a pandemic even on its own, with everything going on. It's something that affects, more than half of men. And most men will experiencing it. And chances are, if you're watching this, you've experienced some form of it. And it's okay. It happened to me. It happened at 30. I didn't even expect that. I expected, okay, maybe when I'm 70, I'll have that issue. And it affects young people too. Don't be thinking that just because I'm not a senior citizen, why do I have to watch this? It's not gonna affect me. That's what I used to think. I'm not 70 or 80. I'm not my grandfather. I don't have to worry about that. Maybe not. But when it comes up, hopefully these recommendations have helped you. I am going to jump on my computer now, and we're going to take a look at some articles that we can see, different statistics about ED, different information to give you a scientific and medical perspective as well. But guys, when it comes down to it, get a consultation to solve your ED. Get a consultation, because you will find out what's going on and be able to solve it in a relatively easy and straightforward manner, and nobody's going to be judging you for it. And that's the best way. And through Maximum Sustained Performance, you can go to their website, which is MaximumSustainedPerformance.com, and get that consultation going now. So you can do it right now after this video. Just go to their website, get the consultation, start working on your ED, and see what the recommendations are, and see if it's possible to, get this solved in a quick and easy manner without having to jump through loops or do a bunch of things like I did. Hope this was helpful to you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into Low T Talk, your information hub for everything low T and hormone replacement. Let's take a look at that article. Hello everyone, this is Kareem with Low T Talk, and we're taking a look at this article, Is Erectile Dysfunction Common? Stats, Causes, and Treatment, and you can find this at healthline.com/health/how common is ED. So we're going to take a look at a few things here that stand out to me. First is the prevalence. Experts widely agree that ED is common and that the risk of developing ED increases with age. Some studies cite that ED is the most common form of sexual dysfunction that affects men. But estimates on how common ED is widely vary, and it's estimated that ED affects about a third of men in 2018. 2019 found that the global prevalence of ED ranges between 3% and 76.5%. The Massachusetts Male Aging Study, which was completed in 1994, often cited by experts, even though the research is a bit older, found that 52% of men experience some form of ED, and then the total ED increases from about 5 to 15% between ages 40 and 70. And even though it increases with age, it's still possible for young men to experience ED. So what I was saying before, just because I thought, oh, I'm younger, I'm not in my 40s, I'm not, 50s, 60s, 70s, I should be okay, right? What I thought. Wasn't the case? Fortunately not. So what's normal? The Cleveland Clinic estimates it's normal to have trouble getting or keeping an erection for up to 20% of sexual encounters. Having trouble getting an erection more than 50% of the time can indicate a medical issue. So if it happens once or twice, it's not the end of the world, but to give you an idea, having an issue more than 50% of the time is a medical issue, and it's estimated to be the most common medical issue, and that I would agree with. So it suggests some causes here like alcohol, smoking, diabetes, obesity, sleep disorders, anxiety, stress, depression, and some risk factors like age, diabetes, obesity, depression, other risk factors. Now you can take a look at those, and I looked at that and I said, okay, well, I'm going to fix a lot of these, but some of these didn't really help. So I had to take a look at getting treatment. And one thing you can do is definitely improve lifestyle habits. Medications, if, you want to try that route, but keep in mind medication may not fix it. it will just kind of put a Band-Aid. Talk therapy, you may benefit from talk therapy. Then they have some things like pumps and surgery, talking with your partner, and takeaway. So the only thing I would say here is getting treatment. These are a lot of different things that may help, but ultimately it can still be difficult because you can try and do all of these things, live a healthy lifestyle, try Viagra, all that stuff, therapy, pumps, surgery, all that stuff. And my question is, do you really want to go through surgery or pumps or, taking tons of medications? And let's say improving your lifestyle habits doesn't fix it. What could you do? Well, that's a good question. What you can do is go to Maximum Sustained Performance. You can either search it here or just go to MaximumSustainedPerformance.com, and I'm just going to give it a second to load. Hey guys, are you tired of the effects of low T, or worse yet, having the effects of low T and not knowing you even have low T? That can be debilitating. It can be frustrating, especially when it affects your personal life, your love life, and other aspects of it. And I know because I've been through it. The important thing is to find experts who know what they're doing. And you can do that at MaximumSustainedPerformance.com. That's MaximumSustainedPerformance, all one word, .com. Where you'll be able to get in contact and set up a free consultation with experts who know what they're doing, setting up easy appointments and understanding that it is possible to get past the effects of low T and to find a way to actually do it in a safe way through bioreplacement. So go ahead, check out MaximumSustainedPerformance.com today, and thank you so much for watching.